So Mikel Arteta has been given a promotion already. It just shows what a great impression he's made. Also coming up in this video, the latest on Emi Martinez. Stay tuned for more details. Hello, I'm Richard and welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, which features everything to do with Arsenal. In this video I just really want to quickly go over the new job description for Mikel Arteta and what that means, and also the latest transfer news on goalkeeper Emi Martinez. Before I get into all that though, I just really want to make sure that you're all subscribing to my channel. I'm very close now to 100 subscribers. I'm really hoping I can get there before the first game tomorrow against Fulham. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button below. And also as well, if you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Just helps me grow the channel. That would be really much appreciated. So Mikel Arteta, of course, yesterday it was announced by Vinay and Edu that his job description is now changing. He's going to be, instead of being a head coach, he's now going to be known as the first team manager. Now, some people might not really know what the difference means, and in a lot of respects, probably not an awful lot. But what it does mean is they're giving him a lot more responsibility when it comes to player recruitment. So he'll have a lot more say over the players that we buy, the players that we sell, the players who maybe go out on loan and that kind of stuff. And also as well, you know, things to do with player analysis and all that kind of stuff. That's the football operations essentially. He'll be working very closely now with Edu on all of that kind of stuff. So you know, on top of obviously his coaching responsibilities for the team, he's also going to be responsible for all those other aspects as well, which was very similar, if you remember, to the role that Arsene Wenger had at the club previously. And of course, once all that changed, when Wenger left and Unai Emery came, all they basically gave to Unai Emery was the responsibility of coaching the team, which now Arteta has actually, you know, been, it's almost a promotion in a way, isn't it? He's now going to be responsible for a lot more things. They obviously trust him a lot as well, which is good to hear. And I know that many of the Arsenal fans, most of the Arsenal fans trust him as well. So I think this is a great move by the club. And I'm sure that we're going to see the club move now in the direction that Arteta wants. I think maybe before he maybe didn't have enough responsibility to be able to push those things through, and now he has. Hopefully we'll start to see these changes really implemented. Now the good news is, of course, there's still a few weeks left of this transfer window. I do think we still need a couple more players to come in, and probably a few to go out as well to enable that to happen. And maybe now Arteta can have a little bit more push, a little bit more say with the owners into the direction that we're going to go in the transfer window. Now, talking of transfers, of course, there's been a lot of rumours over the last few days about goalkeeper Emi Martinez leaving the club, going to Aston Villa. Now it's looking now that this is very likely to happen. He said he wants first team football. It seems as though Arteta has put his faith as the number one in Bernd Leno for the season ahead, which to me is probably the right decision. You know, Leno's done nothing wrong really for the last 2 years. He's performed really well. He's had 2 good seasons for Arsenal. He's proved himself to be a top goalkeeper, one of the best in the Premier League, I believe, over the last couple of years. And obviously what he did in the first half of last season in particular, when we were struggling badly, he was quite phenomenal, wasn't he? And yes, he made a couple of mistakes here and there, of course. I mean, every player does, and every goalkeeper does. And of course, when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it usually leads to a goal, doesn't it? So he maybe took a little bit of criticism here and there, but overall I think he's been brilliant for us. I think he was a great signing when we got him 2 years ago, and I think he's fully justified his position as number one. I feel a little bit sorry for Martinez because he came in at a crucial time last season, obviously when Leno got injured in the match at Brighton just after Project Restart began, and he performed a lot better than I'm sure any of us would have anticipated. You know, he's been at the club for 10 years, but he's hardly played. He's been out on loan several times, and it seemed as though he was never going to get an opportunity really to establish himself in the team. I say he came in, done brilliantly, helped us to win the FA Cup. Now, you know, a lot of Arsenal fans now are sort of pushing him to he should be the number one. I'm not quite so sure. You know, in 10 years his career has been very stop-start. It's not really got going for Arsenal at all, in fact, has it? He spent more time out on loan. And even if you consider the great run of games at the end of last season, I think he still only played about 30 games for the Arsenal first team in 10 years. So I said it in a video the other day, a few months ago, no Arsenal fans, nobody would have been particularly worried if we'd sold Emi Martinez, and suddenly he's come in, had a few good games, and now everybody's saying he should replace Bernd Leno. I do think that's a little bit of an overreaction, if I'm honest. I think it would be a good situation. In an ideal world, we could have both goalkeepers stay at the club, and that would be great. But unfortunately, when you're a goalkeeper, it's not like an outfield player where you can maybe rotate a bit more. You might get on some minutes as a substitute and that kind of stuff. It doesn't really happen with a goalkeeper. You either play or you don't. And I suppose Martinez wants to play, and you can understand that. And he probably deserves to play. I just don't feel as though it's the right, to be replacing Leno as number one. I don't necessarily think that is the right decision, and it sounds like it isn't a decision Arteta is making, which is hence why he wants to leave. Now, the talk is that the replacement for Emi Martinez as our second choice goalkeeper, or cup goalkeeper, whatever way you want to look at it, is Brentford's David Raya. Now, he, although he's obviously Spanish originally, he did come over to England when he was 16 to sign for Blackburn, so he would actually be considered as a homegrown player in terms of the squad, so that's a positive. Also, as well, our goalkeeping coach Inka Kana worked with him, of course, at Brentford, so there's a good link there as well. And as well, the price would be probably less than 10 million. Bearing in mind we are trying to get 20 million or so for Martinez, so we'd have made a profit there, and we can put the money towards obviously the other players that we need, along with the other players that hopefully we can move on over the next couple of weeks. In terms of Raya, in 6 years he's been in England. I say he played for Blackburn. He's made 184 appearances in total in his career, but that's over the 6 years. But 142 of them have come in the last 3 seasons, where he spent 2 seasons as a regular for Blackburn, and last season he was a regular for Brentford, where he played 49 times. He actually won the Golden Gloves for the Championship as well last season. He's a highly thought of goalkeeper, highly rated, and I say he has worked with our new goalkeeping coach as well. So I think this would be a good move for Arsenal. We've got a second choice goalkeeper coming in who is going to be happy initially, I would assume, to be second choice and work his way up and hopefully get a few opportunities in the Cups, in the Europa League, that kind of stuff, to prove himself, and isn't going to be necessarily expecting to be first choice, is he, straight away. So I think this is a good move for Arsenal. We're going to be making obviously money on the transfer as well, buying him a lot cheaper than we can sell Martinez for, and I think he's, what I've seen of him, he looks to be a good goalkeeper. He's 24 years old, so he's still reasonably young. He's probably got his best years ahead of him, and I think this would work out to be a good deal actually all round. So Martinez gets his move to Aston Villa, gets to play regular games in the Premier League, and good luck to him. And then we get Raya coming in, a younger goalkeeper, looking to improve, and getting some games in the Cups and stuff like that for us. So we need to, obviously none of this has been confirmed yet, but it does seem more and more likely now that this is going to happen, and we'll keep you updated with that if it does. But it's looking more and more likely now that Emi Martinez will be going to Aston Villa for around 20 million, and David Raya will be coming in to us from Brentford for around about 10 million or a little bit less. So that's that there. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it's been useful information for you. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel as well. So I am really close to 100 now. It would be great to get it before the kick-off tomorrow afternoon against Fulham. Of course, much anticipated new season. I think it's going to be a good season. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive in terms of, certainly at the top of the league. I don't think anybody's going to run away with it as they have done maybe last season. And we've had Liverpool and Man City, haven't we, pulling away from everybody else. I don't think it's going to be like that this season. I think it's going to be a lot more compact. I think it's going to be a lot closer, and we could maybe see a Leicester type season for somebody emerging. And why would that not necessarily be us? We would have a chance of that as well. So I'm really optimistic and excited about the new season. And I say I'm actually really pleased about the new role for Arteta as well, because I do feel as though as Vinay said yesterday in his interview, he's got a lot to offer, and now we can use that to help move the club forward in a really good direction. So it's all good news, isn't it, at the moment, really? There's not a lot of negativity. I know it's easy to look at the transfers and say we haven't bought these players in yet, but there is still time. So let's not get too down about that. There's plenty of time to bring in the transfers that we need, and I'm sure that we'll get at least one or two new signings coming in this transfer window, and probably a few going out as well, which I think is needed to fund them as well, isn't it? So there's still a lot of exciting things to come as well, not only at the start of the season, but I say in this transfer window as well. So let's try and stay positive as we can, certainly for now, until October. Let's see where we are then. But even so, with the squad that we've got, even with this change of goalkeeper, which seems more likely to happen now, I'd still be confident that we're going to be competitive this season. Certainly we'll be in the mix for the top four, and maybe even more. Let's wait and see which new players arrive as well. So that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing some stuff obviously for the game tomorrow. I won't be able to do a team news update unfortunately because I'm playing football in the morning, but I will do a half-time match report live and also a full-time report as well. And I might be appearing on a watch along for the game when it's on. I'm not sure yet what I'm doing. If not, I might just do one myself on this channel, and you can watch along the game with me. But we'll see. I haven't really had time to sort anything out with that yet, but I'll be covering the game at some point on this channel anyway, so look out for that. And then on Sunday I'll be doing a full review of the game as well in a little bit more detail. Hopefully it's been a good game to review, you know, good performance and a good win to start the season. Also as well, tonight I'm appearing on the Mr. Arsenal podcast as well, with a few other people looking at it. There's an Everton fan and a Man United fan looking at the season in general coming up and thoughts on that. So that'll be a good show. That's 7 o'clock tonight on the Mr. Arsenal podcast channel. So if you're around, please tune in for that as well, because that'll be a good show. So that's that then for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support I'm getting from my channel. It's really much appreciated. Everybody who was involved in my live show last night as well. Really good show that was as well. It's still on the channel if you want to catch up with that. And of course, in the meantime, now we're moving into the start of the new season. Exciting times. And of course, as always, come on, you Gunners!